Ahoy there, history buffs and sea lovers. Today, we're setting sail back in time to uncover the incredible story of a true American legend, a ship that has defied the odds and become a symbol of national pride, the USS Constitution, better known by its epic nickname, Old Ironsides. This isn't just a story about a wooden ship. It's a tale of groundbreaking design, fierce battles, and an enduring legacy that has lasted for over 200 years. So, where does our story begin? Let's rewind to the late 18th century. The newly formed United States was facing a serious problem on the high seas. Our merchant ships were being relentlessly attacked by pirates, particularly the Barbary pirates from North Africa. The young nation had disbanded its continental navy after the Revolutionary War, leaving its commercial vessels vulnerable. Something had to be done. In 1794, President George Washington signed the Naval Act, which authorized the construction of 6 powerful warships, or frigates. And among these 6, the USS Constitution was destined for greatness. Designed by the brilliant naval architect Joshua Humphreys, the Constitution was a marvel of its time. Humphreys had a revolutionary idea: build a frigate that was faster than the more powerful ships of the line, but stronger and better armed than any other frigate it might encounter. This super frigate concept was brought to life in a Boston shipyard. The ship's construction was a massive undertaking. Its hull was built with incredibly dense and resilient southern live oak, sourced from the coastal islands of Georgia. The planks were over 7 inches thick. Its massive frame was held together by copper bolts and spikes forged by none other than Paul Revere himself. When it finally slid into the Boston harbor in 1797, it was one of the most formidable warships in the world. The Constitution's first taste of action came during the Quasi-War with France and later, in the First Barbary War, where it served as the flagship for Commodore Edward Preble's squadron. It was here, in the Mediterranean, that the ship and its crew began to build their reputation for discipline and effectiveness, blockading Tripolitan ports and projecting American power abroad. But the moment that would truly cement the Constitution's place in history was yet to come. That moment arrived with the War of 1812. The War of 1812 pitted the United States against the might of Great Britain's Royal Navy, the undisputed ruler of the seas. Many were skeptical that the small American Navy could stand a chance. On August 19, 1812, the Constitution, under the command of Captain Isaac Hull, spotted a British frigate off the coast of Nova Scotia. It was HMS Guerriere. The British captain, James Dacres, was so confident that he famously declared he would tow the American ship back to Halifax in triumph. He was about to get a very big surprise. As the 2 ships closed in, they unleashed devastating broadsides, but something incredible happened. The British cannonballs seemed to bounce right off the Constitution's thick oak hull. One of the American sailors, watching the enemy's shot fail to penetrate the sides, reportedly exclaimed, "Huzzah! Her sides are made of iron." And just like that, a legend was born. The nickname Old Ironsides stuck, becoming a symbol of the ship's incredible resilience. But the Constitution wasn't just tough, it was deadly. In a fierce battle lasting less than an hour, its superior gunnery and skilled crew completely dismantled the Guerriere, leaving it a dismasted, sinking wreck. It was a stunning victory that sent shockwaves across the Atlantic and gave a massive boost to American morale. This was just the beginning of its wartime glory. Old Ironsides went on to defeat or capture several other British vessels, including HMS Java, HMS Cyane, and HMS Levant. Its string of victories was unheard of and turned the tide of naval opinion. The ship that was once underestimated became a feared adversary and a source of immense national pride. It proved that the young American Navy could not only stand up to the best in the world, but could also win. The ship and its crews became national heroes. But what happens to a warship when the wars are over? By 1830, after decades of service, the Navy deemed Old Ironsides unfit for sea and scheduled it to be scrapped. The story could have ended there, a relic destined for the scrapyard. But the American people wouldn't have it. A young law student named Oliver Wendell Holmes Sr. read about the plan and was outraged. He penned a powerful and patriotic poem titled Old Ironsides. The poem's opening lines, "Aye, tear her tattered ensign down," long as it waved on high, were a work of brilliant satire. It stirred a massive public outcry. Newspapers across the country reprinted the poem, and a grassroots movement to save the ship swept the nation. The public pressure was so immense that the Navy reversed its decision. Old Ironsides was saved, preserved not by an act of Congress, but by the power of a poem and the will of the people who loved her. Since that fateful day, the USS Constitution has had a long and varied career. It served as a training ship, sailed across the Atlantic on a farewell tour in the 1840s, and even served as a barracks ship. In 1931, after another major restoration funded by the donations of schoolchildren across America, it embarked on a 3-year, 90-port tour of the United States, allowing millions of Americans to see this living piece of their history firsthand. Today, the USS Constitution is the world's oldest commissioned warship still afloat. It's permanently berthed in Charlestown, Massachusetts, right next to the USS Constitution Museum, where it serves as a powerful educational tool and a tourist destination. It's not just a static display either. The ship is crewed by active-duty U.S. Navy sailors who consider it one of the highest honors of their service. Several times a year, they take Old Ironsides out into Boston Harbor for turnaround cruises to keep it seaworthy and to celebrate significant events like the 4th of July. In 1997, to celebrate its 200th birthday, the ship sailed under its own power for the first time in over a century, a truly magnificent sight. So why does this ship continue to capture our imagination? Old Ironsides represents more than just military history. It's a testament to American ingenuity and craftsmanship. It's a symbol of resilience, the ability to withstand cannonballs and the test of time. It's a reminder of how ordinary citizens can come together to preserve their heritage. When you look at its towering masts and intricate rigging, you're not just seeing an old boat. You're seeing the physical embodiment of the nation's early struggles, its surprising triumphs, and its enduring spirit. It is a ship that was built to defend a new nation, became a legend in battle, and was saved by the love of its people. The story of Old Ironsides is, in many ways, the story of America itself. Thanks so much for joining me on this historical voyage. If you enjoyed learning about the USS Constitution, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating stories from the past. Let me know in the comments if you've had the chance to visit Old Ironsides in person. Until next time, stay curious.